So in this video, we'll be talking about DDIM, the Data-Driven Innovation Management Platform that can help innovation portfolio executives launch projects or products 2 times faster while increasing their probability of success 2-folds and being more profitable. How do we know it works? Because we've done it before. The figure that you see on the screen now shows how Pauline Lim from GSK increased her innovation growth target from 2% to 5% in 6 months while saving 30% of the executive's time. So who is this for? If you're an innovation portfolio executive managing a portfolio of projects or products and you want to generate more revenue from your pipeline, if you are worried that the projects that you're working on might not be relevant to the market after you have invested all those resources in, if you have failed to commercialize any previous projects or products before, or if you hate wasting R&D valuable resources, whether it's time or money, in projects or products that you're not sure that they are the right things for you. If you suspect there is a better way to doing all this, managing your portfolio of projects or products, then this is definitely for you. While knowing that there is a digital transformation, everyone is adopting cloud-based services and cloud technologies to do and to manage their business, then this is definitely for you. So the core concept here is simple. The concept is innovation portfolio executives can actually launch their projects or products 2 times faster while still being more profitable and increase their probability of success 2 times. And this is through implementing a well-designed, uniquely tailored for their own business, a well-designed innovation portfolio management process that is data-driven. However, the problem is that most innovation project or portfolio management at the moment, they manage their projects or products individually in a technical way. They don't have a holistic approach to their pipeline, nor do they have a data-driven practice for their decision making. We are the only ones dedicated to helping those high-profile executives deal with that problem. So before we get into the steps and the how-tos of this DDIM platform, here's a quick overview about the founders. So I am the founder of a New York-based startup for data science and analytics consulting. I've worked with multiple Fortune 500 companies in innovation portfolio management, and I've worked with over a dozen other different industries and over maybe 24 different companies. Ayman is a founder of a startup growth agency, and he also founded a full-fledged investment portfolio management company. Here's a few examples of who we worked with. We worked with Fortune 500 companies like GSK, Pfizer, Vodafone, and others. So here's the story of the DDIM platform. Ayman was an expert in the venture capital field, and he also had founded his investment portfolio management company. And I was an expert in the field of data science and analytics, working with various industries, but I had worked with innovation management as well. Ayman was then consulting with a mid-size holding that had an innovation portfolio management practice. They had an R&D center with many projects and products that are being worked on. Ayman wanted to implement a best-in-class product portfolio governance model for them, tailored for mid-size innovation portfolio enterprises, and search for a playbook, search for a best practice handbook, and couldn't find one. So he reached out to me and we decided to design one tailored for that mid-sized company, shifting their decision making from being extremely subjective by the executives to being completely data-driven. So we designed this solution and implemented it, and the model worked actually even better than expected. And then Ayman was catching up with some of his acquaintances in the market, and we found that there is huge demand for that. And here we are. We're offering this as a packaged solution. So data-driven innovation portfolio management, DDIM, has 5 simple steps. Step 1, implementing a holistic product portfolio management. The old way is innovation portfolio executives with multiple projects or products managing their portfolio or managing the products individually. Everything is managed in silos. This will result in longer time to launch projects or products and a huge waste in resources, since there is no unified vision for the portfolio. The new way is implementing a holistic product portfolio management practice where the entire portfolio has a strategic plan, a strategic plan direction with performance targets that are being worked on, key results that are being tracked. This results in launching the projects or products 2 times faster while being more profitable and leading to higher performance in the overall portfolio. So what we're saying is implementing a project portfolio management model results in launching projects 2 times faster while ensuring strategy is in line with funding opportunities and therefore maximizing funding possibilities for projects and increasing profits. So is there one way to implement a PPM model? Well, each enterprise will be unique in its sense, so there will need to be some customizing. However, the core concepts and the best practices are already there in the global industry, and we need to make sure that we apply them. Step 2. Step 2 is utilizing the project and product portfolio management platform. What does this mean? This means that in the old way, the project or product data is managed individually. Maybe the project management manager has them, maybe the project manager has them, maybe a financial analyst has some data. So everything is scattered. Nothing is unified, nothing is in a central place. And this usually results in misalignments among stakeholders and haziness in the vision and the strategic direction of the portfolio. The new way is implementing a product or product portfolio management central data repository where there is one platform that has all the project plans, all the product lifecycle data, including commercial data, resource data, reconciling everything into one centralized repository. This leads to alignment among stakeholders and decision makers, which leads to 2 times resource utilization due to the clarity in vision, the focus on strategic direction, and the speed and resource allocation. So what we're saying here in step 2 is that implementing a project or product portfolio management central repository leads to alignment among stakeholders and decision makers, which leads to 2 times resource utilization and 2 times faster decisions. So what kind of data repository, what kinds of central repository are we talking about? It can be a PPM software, it can be a database, a data warehouse, it can even be a process where everything is pulled into one place, one data lake at the end. But at the end of the day, everything needs to be managed in one place and there should be a data governance model around it. Step 3 is implementing a data-driven project prioritization model. The old way in this is projects and products are prioritized based on the subjective opinions of the subject matter expert or the executives, swayed by the subjective opinions of the subject matter experts. And this usually results in almost non-existent risk mitigations in some cases, but also non-optimal or suboptimal decisions, such as projects that should be accelerated, being stopped, and projects that should be canceled or closed down are being accelerated, and this leads to a huge amount of wasted resources and a lot of missed opportunities. Now there is a new way that can be implemented, and that new way is data-driven project prioritization models, where each project is assessed based on the project's performance. And the project's performance, whether it's commercialization, whether it's the risks, the probability of success, all this is weighed in, and this project is being assessed accordingly. And also the project's impact on the overall performance of the pipeline. And this leads to a holistic approach to prioritizing your portfolio. Another question that can come up is, how do I choose which model is right for me? And the answer is that every model of those 3 has its pros and cons. And what we do is we implement we go through a thorough discovery to go through each and every single project or product you're working on, and then we come up with the best model that can bring you to the 2 times ROI that you're going after. Now we're on to step 4. Step 4 is implementing a data-driven resource allocation model. Now the old way here is that resources are allocated subjectively according to a subjective decision-making process where the executive is making the decision based on the subjective opinion of the subject matter experts. And this usually results in a huge waste in resources because you only realize that after the fact. Now the new way is implementing a data-driven resource allocation model where the resources are allocated to the projects that are more likely to generate the best performance. And that way, you can actually ensure that you are doubling your ROI on your investment in your portfolio. So what we're saying here is simple. Data-driven resource allocation results in 2 times return on investment, ensuring that the utilization of your resources is done in the best manner possible. This solidifies the profile of the company in the eyes of potential investors and funders. So what kind of resources do I need to track? Resource utilization has to be tracked for everything. For financial resources, human resources, any resources that you're putting into projects, you need to be able to track them so that you can measure them against your capacity and be able to make decisions accordingly. Another question that can come up is, do I need to track this utilization on a project level or just on the overall portfolio level? It's very important that we track everything on a project level. So every project has to have the predictions or the estimates of the resources that this project will need all the way to commercialization or launching the project. Step 5 is utilizing a data-driven recommendation engine. Now, the old way here is if you have your insights that you want to arrive at, the executive will be sifting through tons of data. It will be spending hours and hours, maybe even days and days, and sometimes over a week, just going through the data, trying to come up with one decision, one insight. What is the best solution for that scenario? And this usually leads to a time-consuming, extremely subjective process with no consideration for alternatives. Sometimes you don't have the time to look into alternatives and what they can mean. And this results in a huge waste in time, of course, high value resources misallocated, and a lot of missed opportunities. Now there is a new way, and the new way is having a fully automated recommendation engine that works according to smart algorithms, bringing you the best scenarios possible from your resources, your prioritization, all into one place. And that leads to saving about 80% of the executive's time, and this is high value resources, and taking difficult decisions very easy because you already know the alternatives. And this is all through implementing a well-crafted data science algorithm that is designed uniquely for your use case. So what we're saying here is adopting an automated recommendation engine saves 80% of the time. And we all know that one of the toughest decisions is always canceling a project or killing a project that hasn't already launched. And this makes that kind of decision a lot easier. Why? Because you already have the inputs, you already have the outcomes, you already have the scenarios. And this is based on a well-crafted algorithm that took into account all the different scenarios, all the different alternatives. This maximizes the portfolio performance and optimizes resource utilization. Another question is, does the recommendation engine replace or eliminate the need for the executive discussion? The answer is absolutely not. The recommendation engine is a stepping stone for the executives to be able to make the best decisions they possibly can. It's empowering them to make a data-driven, well-studied decision while saving 80% of their time. So to conclude, all you need to do is implement a PPM practice, utilize a central repository for all your PPM data, utilize a data-driven project prioritization model, implement a data-driven resource allocation model, and utilize an automated recommendation engine. There are several ways to achieve this and implement this. Option 1 is do it yourself or hire a few different consultants to work on this for you. This will likely fail because, well, any consultant that works in innovation is likely a consultant that is deep into the weeds with their technical expertise of how to manage an R&D center, for example, and they lack the expertise of how to run an innovation portfolio management practice or an innovation portfolio pipeline. Okay, another reason is that project or portfolio management executives that have the experience usually lack the data science and analytics expertise that is needed for the data-driven side. Another reason is that the skills needed to adopt a data-driven PPM model are so specialized, it will take at least 12 hours per day for at least one full year to become proficient at it and do it yourself. All right, option 2, you can implement the DDIM framework and achieve 2 times faster project launch and 2 times the ROI, which will be 4 times faster for you to implement and 4 times cheaper. So again, this is for innovation portfolio executives with 5 or more projects who want to double their return on investment and achieve 2 times faster project or product launches, and maybe they're struggling with making tough decisions like canceling projects or reallocating resources to other high growth potential opportunities. So here are a few case studies to represent the value of what we're talking about. Case study number 1, Pauline Lim from GSK Consumer Health. We were able to work with her on their innovation portfolio growth target, and she was able to double it within 6 months. And she said, on a personal level, you gave me at least 30% of my time back. On a company level, you helped us see a 2-fold increase in our innovation growth target, which is above $70 million.
I'm thinking to myself that I feel that from the support that I've given, I can spend at least another 20 to 30% of my time doing and focusing on the analysis itself.
All right, case study number 2, Raghu Sethuram from Pfizer Consumer Health. He was able to achieve unprecedented growth in the innovation pipeline that he was managing. And he said that working with us saved at least 80% of his time while being able to grow the innovation pipeline value by 5 to 10%, which was over $60 million. Another case study, Sharif Dasuki from GP Holding. He was able to accelerate new product launch with a 2x rate within 8 months and said, we actually need to write a book about our process that we did with him. This is how valuable he saw what we did for them as a company. So here's what's going to happen when you work with us. You're going to be able to see efficiency, speed, precision, confidence, and profitability very quickly. What we mean by this is, for efficiency, you can forget about the times and resources wasted. You will be able to launch projects 2 times faster. You can finally make tough decisions about canceling projects or accelerating others with confidence. And you will feel confident and empowered because all your decisions are now backed with well-designed analytical solutions, and you can even double your ROI in 6 to 12 months. All right, how it works again. Before, when you wanted to plan and manage your innovation projects, you would have to plan and manage each one individually. But now you can use a simple product and product portfolio management model to launch projects 2 times faster with higher performance and higher profitability without wasting any time, energy, or resources. This is how simple it is. Before, when you wanted to look at the entire innovation product or product pipeline, you would have to go around asking each project or product manager to provide their data, and then it will be a tedious manual process. But now you can use a simple project or product portfolio pipeline data repository to achieve alignment among stakeholders and decision makers, which leads to 2 times resource utilization without the frustration of wasting time, effort, or resources. This is how simple it is. Also, before, when you wanted to make a decision regarding a project or a product prioritization, you would have to make a subjective decision based on the subjective opinions that you or the subject matter expert would provide. And anyone can challenge that. But now what you can do is you can use the simple data-driven project or product portfolio prioritization model to achieve 2 times return on investment without losing valuable resources or missing high growth potential opportunities. This is how simple it is. Before, when you wanted to make a decision regarding allocating resources, you have to allocate resources based on subjective decisions as well. But now you can use the simple data-driven resource allocation model to achieve a 2 times return on investment without wasting any resources. Again, this is how simple it is. Also, before, when you wanted to get insights to use in your project prioritization and resource management discussions, you would have to spend days sifting through data and metrics and eventually not be sure whether you have the best scenario or the best alternative. But now you can use this simple automated data-driven recommendation engine to save 80% of your high-value executive time and know that all your different scenarios have been considered without wasting time, resources, or second-guessing your decisions. This is how simple it is. Okay, so now if you wanted to do this yourself or hire separate consultants to do that for you, this will run you a tough bill. For example, planning and managing your innovation portfolio projects, the strategic direction, etc., you'd probably get a strategic consultant to do that, which will run you a conservative bill of at least 30K. Product and product portfolio pipeline, repositories, again, very conservatively, you would spend at least like 25K. I've personally worked with companies that spent over 7 digits just to implement that. Project prioritization models, you'd get someone that understands data, understands the ins and outs of things, maybe spend 30K on that. Resource management, data prioritization models, or data-driven resource allocation, again, same ballpark, about 30K. If you get a professional to do a data-driven recommendation engine for you, that would cost you at least 35K. All this combined, you're talking about a bill of at least $150,000 if you decide to do that yourself. Okay, so now we're offering our entire solution at a fraction of that price. What you'll be getting is the PPM model implementation, which allows you to launch projects 2 times faster. You're getting the PPM central repository or platform implementation, which will allow you to achieve 2 times resource utilization. You'll be getting also the data-driven prioritization model, which will allow you to see a 2 times fold uplift in your return on investment. You'll also be getting the data-driven resource allocation, which also allows you to achieve a 2 times uplift in your return on investment. And finally, you'll be getting the data-driven innovation management recommendation engine, which allows you to save 80% of your executive time while being optimally profitable, and it maximizes your portfolio performance. Now, all you need to do to get that is book a call with us today and we will get you started. We're seeing extremely high demand right now, and we're only able to take 10 clients at a time. So if you don't act quickly, we might not be able to work with you. Now, because you're reading this right now, or if you're watching this video, we're doing something extremely special that we don't usually offer. We're going to be offering you a free strategy call, which is worth at least $3,000. And of course, we back everything with a guarantee, meaning if we don't deliver, you don't pay a dime. So let's summarize the offer. What you'll be getting is 1, a free strategy call worth $3,000, 2, a PPM model implemented that makes you launch your products 2 times faster, a PPM centralized data repository or platform, 4, a data-driven project prioritization model, 5, a data-driven resource allocation model, and 6, a data-driven recommendation engine that will allow you to save 80% of your insight time, of your executive time sifting for insights, and will allow you to make decisions with confidence. We're only accepting, again, 10 clients at a time. All you need to do is book a call with us now. A few questions that we've been asked before. So what are the exact terms of your guarantee? Our guarantee is that we will be delivering the solution elements on time with the functions promised. Another question is, will this work for me if I'm in a local market? Yes, this is a proven solution that will work anywhere you are, as long as you have a portfolio of projects that you need to manage. How do I justify my cost for my boss? It's simple. You get about 1,000% ROI from working with us. How do I know that you guys are legit? Proven track record of over 2 decades between the two of us in data-driven solutions, starting successful startups and transforming businesses. Another question that we've been asked is, will this work if I don't know how to evaluate my projects? Yes, we can help you with templates of various missing pieces of your practice, even if it's project management pieces, financial pieces. We help you get everything in place. What happens after delivery? Will there be any training or support long term? Yes, we make sure that we train your team on using the solution. As we deliver, long-term support also can be discussed if needed. And last question that we've been asked before, is this solution scalable as we grow? Absolutely. We build something that you can scale your business with as you grow. Now, again, all you need to do is book a call with us today, and we'll be able to start you off on your DDIM journey. Thanks for watching.